Happy New Year, everybody! 2013 is now upon us, which means, well, we've got to say goodbye to 2012. And what better way to do it than the Wrestling Rant Awards 2012 or 13? Fuck it, it's Wrestling Rant Awards 2! That's right, guys. Wrestling Rant is celebrating the new year like, to be honest, it always should do. Celebrating the good, the bad, and the meh in between stuff which can be positive or negative in WWE in the last calendar year. Now, obviously, for this awards thing, I haven't got a personalised statuette, per se, for whoever gets these awards, but I do have something even more awesome than a football statue. A fucking dragon. Sorry, guys, this is, I think anyone would want to win a dragon as an award thing. So, that's right, this is the little imagery of what whoever wins what will take home tonight. Obviously, they will not take home anything because, well, they're not fucking watching this vid. They won't get this sent to them. In fact, this is the only one I own, so you're not going to get one. Nonetheless, everybody, this is the statuette you'll be seeing all throughout this video, until my hands get tired of holding it. Anyway, I've got 26 awards here, some of which have been very easy to pick a winner, some of which have not been. Anyway, let's kick things off with the Worst Non-Wrestler of the Year award. Now, there was no nomination category for this. I had one choice in mind, and they won. Guess who it is? If you can't guess, and if you don't agree with me on this, then honestly, well, it's your opinion, but I honestly think, wow, you really haven't got your ideas straight. The winner of Worst Non-Wrestler of the Year 2012 is the Three Stooges, or the actors portraying the late Three Stooges, because they guest-hosted Raw, and it sucked balls. To be honest with you, every time these guys appeared on the screen, I wanted to shoot myself. That's how bad it was. These guys, technically because they're not even wrestlers, they qualify for this award, so it makes sense. Honestly, to God, if I ever have to see something as crap as that, I'm going to have to go crazy. Three Stooges, here is your award. Thank you for ruining what would have been a meh edition of Raw, at best. The Worst Talker of the Year award. The nominees were Heath Slater, Vicky Guerrero, and Oksana. Now, I must note this. The category states that this will go to the wrestler or non-wrestler who produced the worst mic segments. Okay, Heath Slater has charisma. I can cross him out of that because that means every mic work he does do has something. Oksana, while she hasn't done too much mic work, you can at least understand what she's saying, which is good, which means she's out. And therefore, ladies and gentlemen, the Worst Talker of 2012 goes to none other than Vicky Guerrero. Because to be honest, Vicky Guerrero is one of the shittest mic workers WWE has, and to be honest with you, they've got a lot of them. Mostly down to scripting every promo they have. I mean, the fact is, Vicky Guerrero's pacing of her words, elongating too many long pauses. It just, such broken speech. No wonder the people want to boo the shit out of her. Because, honest to God, we want her to shut the fuck up. Isn't it obvious? And I'm amazed. If I had this award last year, I think she would have won it as well. But yeah. So, Worst Talker of the Year, Vicky Guerrero. This ceremonial dragon is yours. The Worst Character or Gimmick Shift of the Year. Now, please note, I said of the year. John Cena does not win this award, and he wasn't even a nominee, because you have to go from one gimmick character to another in a space of a year to qualify for this award. Same thing for the best one. The nominees were Brodus Clay, from Monster Heel to Funkasaurus, and Tensai, Monster Heel to Japanese comedy failure, jobber of a Monster Heel. And to be perfectly honest with you, I think you can tell which one's won out. Because while Brodus Clay has had some reasonable meh success, Tensai was promoted so highly, and he had a lot of name value to begin with, because we know who the guy is. For a start, just look at him. And then, well, they went straight down. And if a gimmick can take a guy from respected in the eyes of internet fans to the bottom of the fucking pile in the year, then I think we know who deserves a dragon. Ladies and gentlemen, Tensai, worst character gimmick shift of the year. Hands down, stupid. If they just booked him as A-Train from the beginning, something we knew about, I think this would have been Brodus. Really, I could have given it to him. So yeah, Tensai, here's your dragon. Good stuff. The worst moment of the year now. Of course, this counts as the moment that made me cringe the most this year. The one that made me go, why? Oh god, no, fuck, turn this off now. To be honest, I haven't had many moments like that this year. Then again, I was able to nominate it down, whittle it down to 5, then down to 3. The nominees were John Cena stripping Michael Cole to his underwear and covering him in JR's barbecue sauce. Vince McMahon mocking JR's Bell's palsy despite being a face and promoting an anti-bullying campaign. And the entire 9th of July episode of Raw. Now, to be honest with you, all 3 of these made me cringe, so that's going to make it very, very difficult to give a dragon to just about any of them. The fact is, the 9th of July episode of Raw, I fucking hated it. It didn't make me cringe as a whole. It made me pissed off and angry, so unfortunately, that ain't going to win it. So it's down to an idea which, to be honest, makes you think, what the fuck were they smoking when they thought that up? And the other one is me thinking, shit placement of judgment there, this Mr. Vince McMahon. You see, while the John Cena Michael Cole scenario was, to be honest, really shit, Vince McMahon mocking JR's Bell's palsy was just one of those cringe-worthy moments. It was just one of those ideas where you just thought, what the fuck are you doing? You have an anti-bullying campaign. You have ripped JR out most times than we can remember in the last 15 years. And you're a face. Come on, Vince, come on. It's the most one of the most lampooned things this year. Even Aaron Riff from No DQ brought a sign to SummerSlam with your bloody fucking... Was it SummerSlam? Yes, he brought a sign to SummerSlam with your fucking Bell's palsy ripping off face on it. Because it was an absolute disgrace. It was a stupid thing. And I honestly cringed when I saw it, because I thought, what? Oh, you thick sack of shit. This is why Vince McMahon should not be in charge of creative or anything. Because if he can think of an idea like that, then I don't know what the fuck he's on. Seriously. Vince McMahon, for mocking JR's Bell's palsy, you get a dragon for your shit effort at trying to entertain us. Honest to God, if I have to see something like that again, I'll be on my first plane to Stanford to kick you in the ass. And to be honest, I wouldn't be the first one in line, but I could jump the queue knowing how small I am. Yay! Right. The worst pay-per-view match of the year. Now, every one of these 3 matches got a 0 in my pay-per-view reviews. Anyway, the nominations were Daniel Bryan vs. Sheamus at WrestleMania 28, the 6 Diva Tag Match at Money in the Bank 2012, and Eve vs. Naomi at TLC 2012. The fact is, the Divas matches on here, despite the fact that they were abominable, they at least had in-ring action to it. They actually had in-ring action. Daniel Bryan Sheamus was 18 seconds. It was a bro kick to the face. 1, 2, 3. What the fuck? It pisses me off to even look at now. Even when I'm contemplating buying this Road to WrestleMania 3 DVD set for 20-something quid in HMV, I'm thinking, What's that lingering feeling of despair that I have in my mind? Oh yeah, it's Daniel Bryan losing in 18 seconds in a match that no one gave a shit about, and, well, I say that because people went mental the next night, but it's a match that didn't mean anything. It's a match that just for a little while destroyed Daniel Bryan and made us go batshit. Honestly, folks, it was the worst match. Because I said here, in the description for this award, the worst match all year with very little in-ring action, psychology, and so forth. That is the typification of what a worst match of the year award is. A worst pay-per-view one anyway. That's effectively what one is, and therefore I had to give Daniel Bryan and Sheamus a dragon. The worst feud of the year. The feud that gave crap mic segments and rubbish matches. The nominees were John Cena versus John Laurinaitis and Big Show, Heath Slater versus The Legends, and CM Punk versus Jerry Lawler. Now, while CM Punk versus Jerry Lawler gave us good mic segments and matches which we were slightly interested in, it didn't really amount to anything. That's why I nominated it. However, it does not deserve this award, so that's out of there. John Cena versus John Laurinaitis had shit matches in it. The feud was a bit poor. Mic segments were actually pretty good. I mean, John Cena's Star Wars wrap-up of the whole thing, funny as fuck. It's not up for the Rufflecopter Award, but still, it made me laugh. Heath Slater versus The Legends. Heath Slater calling out a legend. He gets his ass kicked. It was that for months. He only won about 2 of them. One against Doink the Clown, which made me extremely happy. But, come on, people. Heath Slater versus The Legends didn't get anyone really interested. No one cared about it. It was poor. It was crap. Therefore, ladies and gentlemen, Heath Slater versus The Legends wins a dragon for them. So many legends wasted on a shit angle. At least you got this decorative piece to have, eh? Dragon. Worst pay-per-view of the year. There was only going to be one winner. Over the Limit 2012. Simply because, well, it was boredom-inducing. Had shit match results for the most part. It, had one good match on the entire fucking card, and it was done by Daniel Bryan and CM Punk. Okay, the Fatal 4-Way had something good to offer too. But the pay-per-view event itself was mind-numbingly stupid to watch. It was not the funnest night I ever had to experience wrestling in. Capital Punishment last year, that was better than this. Okay, I may be over-exaggerating, because Capital Punishment was crap last year. Whew! If you wanted to smell a batch of crap, you could go watch that event, seriously. But honestly, this was worse. It was the epitome of how shit WWE pay-per-views can get, and to be honest, did get this year. The Worst Diva of the Year award, the diva who performed the worst in the ring and on the mic. The nominees were Oksana, Kelly Kelly, and Naomi. Now you may be saying to me, what the fuck's Kelly Kelly in here? She's decent in the ring. Oversold to hell. Just saying, just like Layla, she oversold like an absolute bitch. And therefore I had to put her in, but I agree with you. She's meh in ring, she's quite decent. Oksana, didn't really do many mic segments or wasn't in the ring too much. Again, can't really put it against her when put up against Naomi. Barely wrestled, not spoken, goes in for one match at a pay-per-view which, to be honest, should have been Caitlyn winning the title. And we get a 0, or was a decent pay-per-view at the end of the year. Naomi of the Funkadactyls, you get a dragon for the Worst Diva of the Year. Of course, it's not as epic as seeing Vicky Guerrero botch a roll-up last year to win this award, but you at least, no build-up to this at all. You get a dragon. Seriously, you get a dragon for wrestling a shit match when you had no build-up to anything. The Worst Wrestler of the Year award, the only one which had only award I have which had a TNA nominee. The nominees were The Great Khali, Tensai, and Garrett Bischoff. Now, Tensai I know can wrestle, it's just the gimmick sucked. And to be honest, he's never on the mic. Then again, it's mostly because his gimmick is a silent enforcer type. Until recently, he really started speaking, so kind of have to say he's not going to win this thing. Great Khali, to be honest, he is quite shit. But when you look at Garrett Bischoff, he makes Great Khali look like fucking Bret Hart. Seriously. Green as hell, cannot wrestle for anything. I've seen... Okay, you're saying to me, Fred, you're just ripping on TNA, aren't you? No, I've watched TNA on Challenge every now and again. Whenever I see Garrett Bischoff in the ring, this is me. That's me. Because Garrett Bischoff is only there because he's the son of Eric. Honestly, that should not be how it is. Because, okay, having a famous family member in the business, that's all well and good. If you can wrestle, that's even better. Like Cody. Like Ted. Like anyone from the Samoan heritage. Too many of them, I cannot name them. The fact is, Garrett Bischoff is trying to wrestle with the name of a guy who never fucking wrestled. Well, he did occasionally in the NWO storyline, but what the fuck is the point? Garrett Bischoff, you are the worst wrestler of the year. To be honest, even in WWE's books, no one touches him. Seriously, do not vent at me for it. The Dragon for worst wrestler of the year goes to you. Next, we have the Rising Star Award. The award that will praise the wrestler who I believe is going to be on the rise to something within the next year. There are 4 nominees for this instead of the usual 3. The nominees were Damien Sandow, Kofi Kingston, The Shield as a collective unit, and Wade Barrett. Now, the problem with The Shield is they've only done a couple of things. I'm just putting them in there because I'm really high on them right now. Kofi Kingston, okay. Spoiler alert! He's lost the Intercontinental Championship. So, could he be in the line for something bigger? Maybe, but I feel WWE are probably going to stick him back into the mid-card once again. Then we get stuck with Barrett and Sandow. Now, this is the one thing I'm a little bit stuck on, because Sandow has the ability to make it somewhere. He has got everything. He just hasn't had a championship yet. He will probably win it with Cody soon. He will probably win the US or Intercontinental title once a face wins something. The fact is, we know Sandow is, to be honest, in-ring wise, gimmick and mic work in the right place. He just needs a championship to win himself a position in the upper mid-card and get away from Cody. But the fact is, Wade Barrett is already there. Sure, he may be Intercontinental Champion right now, and you may be saying to me, Fred, what the fuck are you saying not putting this what are you saying putting this guy up for this award? Well, I made the mistake last year of believing Cody will go to the main event instead of Dolph Ziggler, when I really should have done it the other way around. And I believe Wade Barrett is ready. We all do. And, to be honest, it's deserved. He's been deserving of the WWE Championship in terms of in-ring, mic work, and gimmickry since the moment he fucking stepped in onto the main roster. Since Nexus, he became a guy we all wanted to see win a world title, because we could see him being a main heel. And to be honest, I can still see that. So, ladies and gentlemen, Wade Barrett will be receiving the Rising Star Award from me this year. The In the News story of the year. The biggest news story related to professional wrestling, which got both the wrestling and the mainstream world talking. The nominees were Brock Lesnar returning to WWE, Jerry Lawler's heart attack, and Linda McMahon losing her second Senate election bid. Now, to be honest with you, there was only going to be one story that did this, because Linda McMahon losing her Senate election only mattered to us, the IWC. Brock Lesnar returning mattered to those in both circles of the sport. Jerry Lawler's heart attack made mainstream news because of his impact on popular culture with Andy Kaufman, and to be honest with you, he is a US entertainment treasure. Even they will admit it. And even though it wasn't reported on these shores in the UK, I will say it bluntly right here, it was the biggest news story of the year. There is no way of even sugarcoating it. It was the biggest story this year. Nothing can touch the impact on the mainstream and wrestling world that this had. Because, to be honest, Lesnar stopped us for one night, and we were all happy. And the fact is, that's good. Linda McMahon made us all cheer as well, that when a story hits you enough that the whole world of entertainment as well as sport and wrestling comes to it and wishes you well in a time of need, it's that kind of thing that proves it is the story of the year. Jerry, great to know you're doing well and you're back on Raw commentating. Here is the Dragon, new story of the year to you. The Rufflecopter Award now, the funniest moment of the year. Now, I realised last year I got this completely wrong because I hadn't counted in all the CM Punk stuff, like the text message last year. The fact is, this year I have some good nominees. The nominees are Ricardo Rodriguez in the Royal Rumble match, Daniel Bryan's Rorschach test ending up looking like Goatface. Oh, I love saying Goatface, it's funny. And, as a collective unit, the Daniel Bryan and Kane anger management segments. Now, to be honest with you, Ricardo Rodriguez participating made me wet myself, because it was unexpected, purely comedic gold, because we love Ricardo Rodriguez. Who doesn't? I just feel that anything with Daniel Bryan in it overshadows what Ricardo did for that one moment, because Daniel Bryan has been laughing your ass off funny since he teamed with Kane and went a little bit nuts. Seriously, folks. This is where I get a little confused, though, because the Rorschach test, I'm pissing myself whenever I see it. However, as a collective unit, though, you know what? Fuck it. Daniel Bryan Kane anger management segments were funny in places. They were funny for when Kane poured the juice over everybody, said he's going to go to Disneyland. Funniest moment of the year, probably, as one. But because I put these in as a collective unit, actually, no, fuck it. This is not even, none of these are nominated. I will pick out there when Kane dumped all the orange juice over Shelby, AJ, and Daniel, and just said, I'm going to Disneyland. That's the funniest moment of the fucking year. You pissed yourself. I pissed myself. It was the funniest shit that spawned so many memes. I'm just wishing they bloody well followed up on it. Come on! They should have followed up on it. Who wanted to see Kane go mental through Disneyland? I did. You did. Everyone else did. It was insane. So therefore, Kane, you and your Disneyland remark wins you a Dragon. Sure, you were not in the nominations, but because I realised it was right, here is your Dragon. For Rufflecopter, easy. Theme or promotional song of the year. And I think my little category information bit does not sum this award up well. The best song that represents the event, the matches, or the product, along with generating a genuine reaction to want to watch or buy it. Simple, really. The nominees were Wild Ones by Flo Rida featuring Sia, or Sia, however you want to pronounce it, from WrestleMania 28. Welcome Home by Coheed and Cambria for the new NXT, and Revolution by Pennywise for WWE 13. Now, let me put this out here. I like all three songs. Then again, there is bias towards Welcome Home because I've known it since 2006. The fact is, when I think about it, looking at these songs, how they make me feel, do they remind me of what I'm watching? That's what's important. Does it represent the event or thing well? Is it something I would listen to regularly and think about it? Let's find out which ones. Now, Welcome Home by Coheed and Cambria, while it does sit well with NXT, I feel it was great to have. It was fantastic punch in the face and think, yo, NXT, fuck yeah, I'm going to watch that because this song is awesome. It doesn't really, to me, symbolize NXT because it symbolizes Coheed and Cambria, to be honest with you. Revolution by Pennywise, I will always think of WWE 13 because of it. It is a great, great song. In fact, fuck it, I wouldn't have had the need and want to buy Pennywise's album All or Nothing because of that song. I wouldn't have, if that song hadn't been there, I wouldn't have bought it. Then again, everybody, you should go buy it. A bloody good punk album. However, to be honest with you, Wild Ones, to me, is WrestleMania this year. I listened to it, I look back at Miami, I look and remember Rock winning. I remember all these good things. That it was a very decent WrestleMania. It was a good WrestleMania, people. And to be honest with you, it's the one time that it makes Flo Rida tolerable for me. Because if the memories of WrestleMania were not in my head, and Sia's good vocals weren't there, I would not give a shit about this song. It fit the event. It made me give a shit once I realised Machine Gun Kelly was crap. Live as well as on the album. But you see, this song to me made me want to think, this is the event for me. This is the symbolism of what it is. I listen to it, I remember it. All's well and good. So, Flo Rida, Sia, you win the Dragon for theme and promotional song of the year. Good on you guys. Very good song, and to be honest, one of the modern day rap and hip hop songs I actually like. It's very, very good. I will give you guys that. It is. To be honest with you, I wish Flo Rida, some of your other stuff was at least half as good as that. Just saying, because while you're rapping maybe crap, you still learned and get a good beat out of it. The wrestling meme of the year. A mannerism has caught on with WWE fans online or in person. Well, there's only going to be one. Ladies and gentlemen, there's only one that's ever going to win this. Yes, yes, yes. Or no, 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 if you want to do it that way, because this has been done everywhere. I try and get it started at football matches when Ipswich score a goal. It doesn't work, but I still give it a shot. It's been, to show you the spread of this, it was quoted as being shouted at an Andrew WK gig and the Download Festival. Yes, Daniel Bryan has made a mannerism spread to the Download Festival. I'm sorry, but that is impressive. I will tell you now, there is nothing more impressive than to see something from wrestling go to a music festival and thrive. I'm sorry, but that, to me, is awesome. So, yes, 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 wins a Dragon. Simple as that. There was no way anything was going to win Wrestling Meme of the Year bar this. Unless somebody made a meme out of Walrus and we could have seen something. The El Stupido Award now. The stupidest thing done by a WWE employee all year. The nominees were Randy Orton getting suspended for a wellness policy violation, quite carelessly, making the roster thinner on big-name talent during the spring and summer, and making WWE guys want to fire him due to his attitude. WWE Creative mindlessly booking the 9th of July episode of Raw, and Mr. McMahon removing Ryback and CM Punk from the Survivor Series tag match, believing it wouldn't be enough to draw buys. Now, Randy Orton getting suspended, to be honest, we should have seen coming from a mile away because he's still dragging that shit. Unfortunately, in my opinion, though, it's not good enough to win this award because he wasn't actually fired. If he was fired, however, then I would say, here's a Dragon, you're going to win this award. But then we get down to the last two. McMahon and WWE Creative. Now, WWE Creative have done one or two shit Raws this year. And to be honest with you, I would say bluntly, this is the worst of the worst. Some may say not. But I had to give them leeway here. They're under a shitload of pressure. They are under a shitload of pressure to do something. So when it comes off as really stupid, I can't hold them to account for it because they're not fully in charge of what goes out on screen. Vince McMahon is. And you see, Vince McMahon, I have to keep saying it, is stupid for thinking that Ryback and CM Punk going against each other in the Survivor Series tag match. How did you not think it was... That got me interested. It got other fans interested. It got people wanting to watch a Survivor Series tag match for the first time in years. And you removed it? Because you don't think tag teams generate buys? You imbecile! Vince McMahon, you have won El Stupido this year. Here is your Dragon. You've now won 2. How does it feel to win 2 worst awards in one night? How does it feel, Vince, huh? Seriously. This is why you shouldn't be doing your job anymore. I could do your job better. Just saying. In the creative form, at least. Seriously. Why does Vince even bother now? Really. It just bothers me that he even gets to be the head of creative, knowing he just makes shit decisions like that. Because Survivor Series would have made more money, CM Punk wouldn't have been put under extra pressure, and to be honest with you, the Shield could have still interfered at the end to screw Ryback over. It would have been simpler, because to be honest with you, maybe some faces could try and jump them, but then there's overpowering. So you know what? It could have worked. Just the triple threat match didn't generate more buys than you thought, so that was a big fault for you. Anyway. Next, we have the award which was voted for by you, ladies and gentlemen. The IWC's Most Hated Award. The wrestling personality who has received the most abuse from the IWC for a specific issue. And I didn't state this beforehand, but John Cena is exempt from this award, knowing how much hate he does get. Now, I'm going to refresh the poll right now as we speak, to see if anyone else has voted up until this moment. I don't think anyone has. So, let's just think. I did say earlier that the person who I thought would win wasn't winning. I said that in my Q&A just the other day. I then checked it after I recorded that Q&A. They were tied for the winning position. Guess what? They're still tied, ladies and gentlemen. 5 votes apiece. And that's disappointing. It means I have to decide myself what this is. Who is going to win this? Lord knows, people. Lord knows. Okay, let's go on for the bottom run first. There were 17 votes in total, more than I ever expected, because the award appeals to people. I don't know. Bottom of the pile, with 1 vote, was Sheamus, winning the 2012 Royal Rumble. 4th, with 2 votes, was WWE Creative for booking Sheamus and Bryan and the 9th of July episode of Raw. 3rd place, with 4 votes, was Ryback for getting a main event push despite defeating only jobbers. And the 2 that are tied for top at 5 votes apiece is Linda McMahon for her Senate campaign and Vicky Guerrero becoming the Raw GM. Now, I did say on Facebook shortly before recording this video that I would then, because of the tie, I have to put my own discretion onto this. Now, just by watching the IWC over the last year, Vicky Guerrero gets hate, but she only got mammoth hate when she became the Raw GM. Okay, this is the reason why she's got nominated. But to be honest with you, over time, since the announcement was made, it hasn't really stuck. Do you think that's a bit strange? That Linda McMahon, even after losing the Senate bid, is still getting hate. Is that a summing up of who deserves to win IWC's Most Hated? It's true. It's damn true. So Linda, by my discretion and 5 of the public vote, you have won the IWC's Most Hated Award in its first year of being awarded. You can add this to the McMahon family Dragons. Too bad, to be honest with you, these are all negative. So try and remain positive in the new year and these will not become a huge problem for you. Sweet, I can now get rid of that poll page. Yay! So I hope you guys aren't pissed off that I had to use my own discretion, but that's what happens when it's a tie. Just saying, folks, I couldn't name 2, I had to name 1, so sorry about that if you get pissed. British Indie Match of the Year. The best match at British Indie events that I have seen this year. Please note, it says I have seen. If I have seen it, it's up for nomination. And it means live, not on a DVD. So sorry, any of the ones from Progress's Chapter 3 and 4, you are not going to apply for this award. The nominees were Zack Sabre Jr. versus Marty Scurll from Progress Chapter 1, Leon Britannico versus Santeria versus Mechanico versus Dark Britannico in a Lucha Britannica Fatal 4-Way match from Brit Rest Fest, the day of WrestleMania, and Nathan Cruz versus Marty Scurll from Progress Chapter 2. Now, to me, there was only going to be one winner. Zack Sabre versus Marty Scurll was hands down one of the greatest technical marvels I've ever seen. Seeing it live, in the crowd, 2 rows away from the front, which, to be honest, in rows of 3 or 4, was very close. This match was exhilarating. Great submissions, great countering, great everything. The match was brilliant. Okay, it ended with a roll-up out of nowhere, but for fuck's sake, it showed how close the match was in the end. And well done, Jim Smallman and all at Progress Wrestling for making a fantastic promotion, guys. I wish you all the best for New Year, because, ladies and gentlemen, this is Progress. And Zach, Marty, wherever you may be, Japan, TNA, British tapings, whatever you're doing, this Dragon goes to you two, it goes to Jim Smallman, it goes to his co-owner, who I've forgotten their name, I apologise wholeheartedly. This is not just to those guys, but it's to Progress Wrestling as a whole. Guys, I hope you have a fantastic 2013, and I hope I can come down to a Progress show in the year which is not restricted by my uni obligations. Dragon for you. Now we get to the very positive awards, because these are all the ones where people are actually happy to win something. Non-Wrestler of the Year. A non-competitor put to use best. The nominees are John Laurinaitis, Paul Heyman, and AJ Lee. Now, these are all deserving candidates, for many different reasons. John Laurinaitis, hate magnet. Hate? Well, yeah. He's a heat magnet, but he's legitimately hated by so many people. Paul Heyman, because to be honest with you, we needed him in there. Just saying, without him, a lot of shit wouldn't have happened this year. But, to be honest, even though she has wrestled, and therefore you'd be saying to me, fuck it, Fred, you cannot put her up for this award. How many times has she wrestled this year? Plus, she's been in the main event for almost all of her tenure. She's been in big feuds. She's made out with 2/3 of the main event people. And, to be honest with you, she made people like John Cena for 1 millisecond thinking I would want to be where he is. Honest to God, everybody, AJ is the non-wrestler of the year, winning this Dragon for being the best. I should have been simply the best from Tina Turner there, but I'm not going to bother reciting that for the sake of my sanity and yours. Talker of the Year award. Nominees were CM Punk, Daniel Bryan, Paul Heyman, Damien Sandow, and The Miz. Now, to be honest with you, Paul Heyman, his role as a mouthpiece went away when Brock Lesnar went away. To be honest, his mic work has still been good with CM Punk. I will give him that. But it has been limited to CM Punk running his mouth. The Miz, his mic work has been pretty stellar all year. He just missed a huge chunk of it due to filming movies. So, yeah, couldn't leave him out for that one. Damien Sandow. Oh, is there anything I don't love about Damien Sandow? The fact is, I would give him the award, but honestly, I just don't think he deserves it yet. In a field so strong, he can't win. Daniel Bryan, well, he just screams yes and no repeatedly, and it's only because of the chemistry with Kane that his mic work comes off as effective. So, ladies and gentlemen, Talker of the Year, to be honest, I don't think anyone really could have guessed it was anyone else. CM Punk wins Talker of the Year. Here is your Dragon. Best Character or Gimmick Shift of the Year. Now, this is going to be interesting, because there are actually 3 nominees for this. Holy crap. The nominees are AW, went from ECW talk show host or commentator to outspoken mouthpiece manager. Damien Sandow, from excitable pet of Michelle McCool, better known as Idol Stevens, to high culture ranter and demigod. I should say demigod because he believes to be higher than thou. You can see my point. And AJ, from preppy diva and manager to psychotic attention seeker and raw GM. Let's point out the and raw GM there, guys. It wouldn't be as important without it. Then again, everybody, this is going to be a hard one to choose. Although AW can be out of it because he got fired due to it. So in a way, there's a negative to the positive there, but it was still a good gimmick shift. I'll give it that, it was still a good gimmick shift. AJ, her role hasn't really changed, because going from preppy diva to psychotic attention seeker is now moulded into preppy psychotic. It's more or less the characteristic is still the same, but going from a diva and manager to a GM of an entire show, that's pretty impressive. However, it is not a massive one when you really look at where Damien Sandow has come. I mean, honestly, look back at Idol Stevens and Casey James. Come on. Who imagined Idol Stevens would become a guy in gimmick, mic work, and wrestling terms as Damien Sandow? When I first heard that was that guy, I thought, no way. There's no fucking way that is the same guy. That's just how good it is. That's how good the shift was. That I literally thought, fuck, this guy has talent in the wrestling business. That's pretty impressive. That I thought he was nothing before, he is now something. And plus, he's getting genuine fan reactions. He got genuine heat at Money in the Bank. He gets genuine heat whenever he speaks, more so than Cody. He's getting everything. And he's a future star in the making. So, ladies and gentlemen, Damien, you win a Dragon for your fantastic gimmick. Thank you for entertaining us so much. The moment of the year. Now, this one will divide many, many a people, and to be honest with you, I don't care. It's my moment of the year. You great people, it's my moment. You have your moments, I have mine. The nominees are The Rock defeating John Cena at WrestleMania, the Miami crowd yesing their way into the history books, Brock Lesnar returning and F5ing John Cena, Bret Hart, CM Punk and John Cena's intense promo in the wake of Jerry Lawler's heart attack, and the CM Punk Mr. McMahon promo and the match that followed. Now, it proved to be very difficult to pick a winner for this. It really, really did. It was so hard. Because when I look at most memorable, it's the one that I always think, this is what defines this year. In terms of impact, in terms of just sheer unbelievability, and just made me jump out of my seat pleased from ear to ear smiling. Because that's what it is, ladies and gentlemen. That's what it is. It's not just some, oh, this is a big moment because this happened. No, in the fit of the moment, it had to be something. And okay, last year, CM Punk's pipe bomb won it. Because, to be honest, that was the biggest thing when you look at the year in retrospect. There was a lot of good things this year. Rock defeating Cena was a curveball that shocked me. It shocked the world. It shocked wrestling as we know it. But apart from that, I then now look at it and go, it was a big moment, but it wasn't, to me, most memorable. It was big, but that was it. The Brock Lesnar returning and F5ing John Cena, again, massive moment, but he hasn't done too much. The impact hasn't been there for it, and therefore I will have to give it a pass. The CM Punk McMahon promo and match, hands down, I have never been gripped like that. It was fucking incredible. It showed me why I love Mr. McMahon and the character. It was fundamentally brilliant. The problem with everything, due to this, he ended up punching a fan, so Punk, sorry about that. But also, the fact that this thing had a long time between the promo and the match happening, and your enthusiasm died down a bit, then the match hit, and then it went down again, then he punched the fan, and it all just went all haywire. looking back on it, I smile, but it still doesn't have the intensity that it had on the night. There's a lingering memory. It doesn't have that intensity now. Then, Bret Hart, CM Punk, John Cena intense promo. Again, the same thing is there. The intensity was there for the moment, but when you look back on it, it wasn't the same. It's not the same. However, ladies and gentlemen, this year's Moment of the Year award therefore goes to the crowd from the 2nd of April edition of Raw, because guys, every time I look back at that crowd, every time I watch clips from the 2nd of April edition of Raw, the day after WrestleMania, the same one where Lesnar returned, mind you, I get shivers, because you watch it and you think, why the fuck can't all wrestling crowds be that? Why can't they all be so good? Why? What? It just made you just sit there thinking, fuck yeah, you guys, you've made this a fantastic evening. And every time I look back, I am speechless, going, I'm fist pumping, going, that's the moment of the year. That is the thing that makes me really happy. And it hasn't lost its appeal to me whatsoever. Never thought I would give a Moment of the Year award to a crowd, but it's happened. Ladies and gentlemen, the Miami crowd, yesing their way into history, has won themselves the Dragon for Moment of the Year. Who thought that was coming, eh? Who thought that was coming? Don't think any of you did, so here's a curveball of my own for you. Pay-per-view Match of the Year award now. Okay, best match of the year on pay-per-view with great action, psychology, and so forth. The nominees were Triple H vs. The Undertaker at WrestleMania, CM Punk vs. Daniel Bryan with AJ as the special guest referee at Money in the Bank, and The Shield vs. Ryback and Team Hell No at TLC. Now, to be honest with you, kind of like last year when I gave CM Punk vs. John Cena the award, the same thing relies the fact that Triple H vs. Undertaker, while it had told a fantastic story and was a brilliant match, it was mostly a brawl. To be honest with you, the in-ring action was very simplistic and very basic. The sell wasn't used at all, and you can tell they were the negatives I pulled out of that one. So, I would say bluntly, it's not going to win this year, even though it'll probably win in PWI. It might win the Wrestling Observer newsletter. I don't know which one it's going to win. The Shield vs. Ryback and Team Hell No was a massive, massive spot fest, and we loved it for it. Psychology was lacking. There were not enough certain spots, but it was nearly there, people. But to me, match of the year, CM Punk vs. Daniel Bryan at Money in the Bank. Great technical wrestling, had a great build from start to finish in terms of the way the crowd and psychology worked. Weapon action, AJ being pulled out of the match and then being put back in. It was completely brilliant from start to finish. Okay, the finish fucked it all up. If it wasn't for the finish, I would have given it 5 stars. And that shows you, if a finish can ruin a perfect rating, then that, my friends, is the reason why CM Punk and Daniel Bryan win this little baby. The Dragon for pay-per-view match of the year. Thank you, guys. And I will say this. A lot of you people saying, well, hold on a second, Fred. CM Punk versus Daniel Bryan over the limit should have won. Well, I found fault with it and it was only 4 stars. Remember, I thought when I rated them, I say the best match at every pay-per-view is up for nomination. It didn't win out. I don't think it did anyway. Yeah, no, it did, but I just didn't think it was good enough. Because, to be honest, I only put the ratings of the matches which had the highest ones in this nominations. In fact, all of them had 4 3/4 stars, meaning that they didn't get nominated. So, sorry about that if you get a bit pissed. Feud of the year now. This one is interesting because CM Punk is in all of them. Holy shit. CM Punk versus Chris Jericho. CM Punk versus Daniel Bryan versus AJ. CM Punk with Paul Heyman versus John Cena. Now, to be honest with you and many other people, I'm happy CM Punk is in this for every single one. CM Punk with Paul Heyman versus John Cena, the fact is, I don't know what I felt missing from this. It was a great feud, great mic segments, fantastic shoving of morals back on each other's faces, and the matches were decent at best. But to be honest with you, the matches were quite substandard, and to be honest, had Ryback put in the mix. So, and John Cena was injured too. So, I didn't feel the feud really lived up to all it could, and it wasn't as good as the year before, so therefore it's not going to win. CM Punk vs. Chris Jericho, while it was really well made, it just, to me, I don't know why, but it missed Jericho winning. That's one thing this feud needed. It needed Jericho to actually get an upper hand. Okay, he smashed a Jack Daniels bottle over his head after force-feeding it to him. He kept throwing stories about Punk's sister in his face all the time. It was incredible. But, I don't know, Jericho not winning anything, it takes away from the dynamic of it all. While you can also say the same thing for Punk versus Bryan, Bryan did win because he ended up getting AJ in the end. That's a win-win for him. Okay, it didn't turn out that way. It wasn't a big fairy tale story, but come on, folks. CM Punk vs. Daniel Bryan gave funny, great mic work segments, and incorporating the yes, yes, and goat face for the first time made it very, very good for the memes. And the matches in this feud were 4-star and 4 1/4. 4 3/4. Come on. I said here, the feud that gave great mic segments and good matches. The matches for this feud were almost flawless. Almost flawless. And the fact is, that's where it is. The mic segments were good and entertaining. The matches were great as well. So therefore, CM Punk versus Daniel Bryan versus AJ wins Feud of the Year this year. Here is your Dragon. And Punk, you are slowly starting to pile these up. So are you, Daniel, for some reason. Pay-per-view of the year now. This, as I said, the best overall card that I have reviewed this year. They must be rated more than 5 out of 10 to be in contention. The winner was one that many say should not have won. It shouldn't have, because they say Extreme Rules should have won. Not in my opinion, because Extreme Rules had some negatives to it, some zeros, some filler. SummerSlam had none. SummerSlam had big matches, which in my opinion delivered for the most part. It was a very good night of wrestling with no crap in it. To be honest with you, it was a fun night for me. I enjoyed it wholeheartedly. SummerSlam 2012 wins Pay-Per-View of the Year from me. And please note, the Summer is winning these awards, because Money in the Bank last year, SummerSlam this year. And plus, SummerSlam only won by 1/4 of a mark. Seriously, folks. 1/4. 7.75 is what I gave Extreme Rules. 8 out of 10 is what I gave SummerSlam. And technically, because I gave it 8 out of 10, I should buy it, because I normally do buy pay-per-views that I give that kind of rating. Maybe I should invest in it. Lord knows. Diva of the Year now. The Diva who has performed best in the ring and on the mic. The nominees are AJ Lee, Beth Phoenix, and Caitlyn. Now, you may be saying to me, AJ Lee? Best in the ring? Really? Really? You see, because I've already given her Non-Wrestler of the Year for all of her accolades, she technically can't win this award because she hasn't wrestled much this year. I will give them that. And her mic work has been choppy at best. Beth Phoenix, while she is now no longer part of WWE, has been the most consistent diva on the roster up until the last couple of matches when she wasn't really shown at her best. However, ladies and gentlemen, I'm giving this to a newcomer. Caitlyn is going to win this award. She is going to win the Dragon. Why, you may be asking me? Because you're all saying to me, what? Diva of the Year. There's no diva more important than AJ. Didn't you read or hear what I just said? Performed best in the ring and on the mic. Okay, Caitlyn hasn't done too much on the mic. You may be telling me you're a bullshitter for that. Then again, every time I hear Caitlyn speak, it sounds natural. It does not sound forced and scripted. That, to me, is a massive plus. Then, of course, her in-ring work. I've only seen her in a couple of pay-per-view matches and a couple of Raw and SmackDown ones. I'm impressed. Because she doesn't oversell, she's got a unique amount of moves that I really am interested in seeing, and she's been built strong. I can say it right here, I'm impressed with Caitlyn. I really am impressed with Caitlyn, and I can't wait to see her win the Bloody Divas Championship. So Caitlyn, shock her out of the bag. That was an upset there. Caitlyn, you win the Dragon for Diva of the Year. Hope you enjoy it. It's all good. Shiny Dragon! All's good. And finally, ladies and gentlemen, we get to the showpiece of this awards show at 55 minutes. Bloody hell. The Wrestler of the Year. The wrestler who has performed best in the ring and on the mic. To be honest, only 3 could go up for this nomination. In fact, they are the only 3 I've had for this since mid-July. I've had these 3 up for this award and no one has decided to take it. Okay, you could tell me, put Dolph Ziggler in here. But he didn't really put on amazing big matches until the mid part of the year, when these guys were doing it all the way through until they stopped. The nominees are CM Punk, Daniel Bryan, and Chris Jericho. Now, Jericho lost many of his matches, and of course he was on the most part on the ass-kicking end. Then again, he did perform well, but he ended up making the other guy look strong. Sorry about that. Daniel Bryan has been in some great matches this year, is good on the mic. However, he has been in some shit ones. WrestleMania, SummerSlam. Sorry guys, again. And Team. He hasn't been in the best matches this year at all, and I expected him to do that. However, of course he was going to win it. You guys say to me, oh, it's biased Fred again. He's going to put Punk as the winner because he's this big Punk mark. No, because apart from 1 or 2 duds, probably the Hell in a Cell being the biggest one, CM Punk has been, in my opinion, some of the biggest matches this year. He has been in some of the best. Most of his matches have been 2 3/4 upwards. And I will say it right here. Mic work-wise, nobody can touch CM Punk. I said it last year, nobody can touch CM Punk. This year as well. CM Punk may not be the face of the WWE, which is annoying because he should be. But he is the best damn thing on it. And we can all guarantee that. We can all confirm it. We all know it is. Even when WWE's technically shoving John Cena down our throat, they acknowledge he's the best. Because, to be honest, that's how you do it. That's how you do it, folks. And CM Punk, you've taken home a few awards tonight, but for the second year running, CM Punk, take home the Dragon for Wrestler of the Year and hold it on your mantle with pride. It is an honour to give you this award once again, and I'm wondering, what will happen to you next year that could give you this award for the 3rd year running? Because remember, I am not biased in this situation. I am legitimately stating fact, and you know it's fact, that CM Punk deserves this final award. Whew! And at 58.5 minutes, ladies and gentlemen, that is it. Wrestling Rant Awards 2 is done. Thank you all for viewing, and I hope you've all managed to watch to the end because you guys are awesome for doing it. Hope you guys have enjoyed it, and if you want to see more, what am I kidding? Click the subscribe button down there. Haha, I nearly fucked it up. Click all the links down there to Facebook, to my DeviantArt page, my Skype name, my blog, the lot. They are down there in the description box, ready for you to keep up with me. Because there's a reason why you need to, guys. And to be honest, I'm going to put it in the description that you need to watch the end of this, because it's very important. I am not going to stress it more. This, ladies and gentlemen, is the last video you will see from me for a while, because as stated in that statement, I'm going to take a hiatus from YouTube for a while, because it's absorbing a lot of my life. I want to take a break and focus on stuff like uni work and other things for the time being. So what I am saying to you guys is, don't be really angry that I'm not going to be on YouTube for a while. I need to take this break, seriously. It's tiring me out doing vids now. It's really not good. The fact is, I will be at my blog. The blog will be in the description. Click that blog, ladies and gentlemen, because that is where you will see all of my content for the next couple of months. You will be seeing my in the news bulletins and my opinions on each news story. You'll be seeing my pay-per-view reviews and predictions. They'll all be done there. My rants, my Friday flashbacks if I end up doing any. Guys, it'll be the same thing, just in typed form, okay? Just don't go mental and throw pitchforks and flaming torches at me. I need a break. So, if you guys who watch me and enjoy my videos can bookmark my blog, fuck it, like Cream Crazy's Wrestling Rant down there in the description box too, because if you don't like that page, you will not get my bloody blog posts as soon as they appear. Okay, that's the thing. I'm relying on my friends and subscribers who do watch my vids to follow me into the text-based medium when I am not actually going to be using this. So, guys, please, you will not hear any of my opinions any other way. So please, click the blog link, click the Facebook link, like the Facebook page, bookmark the blog, please, because if you end up missing out, then that's your fault, I'm afraid. So, yeah, this hiatus is coming into effect the minute I press the stop record button on this vid. Plus, though, guys, here is a little bit of a silver lining, because I will still be reviewing the pay-per-views, which will still mean that the Skype chats are happening as well. That's right, the Skype chats on pay-per-view night do not stop. So, we're still going to have a lot of fun. That's going to be fantastic. I'm happy. I'm keeping those Skype chats going. They are fun as fuck to do. Unfortunately, live stream Q&As are not going to happen because, again, it fits with this hiatus. I'm not going to do it. However, if anyone wants me to take part in a Q&A of theirs via Google Hangouts, by all means, ask away through the YouTube messaging service. Please, because then it'll mean I can break my hiatus without going on my own channel. That's the thing I'm really worried about here. I don't want to go on my own channel and post a live stream Q&A and break the hiatus that way. I still want to do vids like that, but if you're up for doing a Q&A with me sometime during my hiatus, feel free to give me a buzz. It'll be interesting. It's going to be really nice just to relax and not worry about YouTube for a while. Guys, I have been Cream Crazy. You've been people watching. This has been Wrestling Rant Awards 2. This has been the last video before my hiatus here on the 1st of January 2013. I hope you guys have a fantastic new year. Remember to like the Facebook page and bookmark or favourite the blog. And I will see you around. Because, guys, you know me. Wherever I go, wrestling will always go with it. Cheers, guys.